We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts. Now Devontae Booker to return it. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
On the return. The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Off the play fake. Jones. That'll be complete to Cook. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27. First carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he powers his way up past the 30.
Dalvin Cook.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun, Jones. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
Jones pass.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
The Texans first down.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. From the gun, Jones. Caught left side, Williams. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
25 yards.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
David Onyemata there on the tackle.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun. Jones. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins.
Jones pass.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Here's Cook. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first.
The ball carrier.
It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it's going to yield a new set of downs.
First down, Texans.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They go jet sweep here with Williams. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
As a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. from the gun. Jones. That's complete right around the 8. And the Texans are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal. They'll run for it with Cook. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Dalvin Cook, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead.
The score, Texans 7, Colts 0.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
At the 31.
It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
First carry for Raheem Mostert. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
Mostert.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Flushed out right. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
46-yard line.
Now Jackson on 1st down. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 43. Jackson now. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. That catch good for only a couple.
Well, they weren't able to make anything really big out of that. But it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
He'll buy some time right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off. It made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. To throw again is Jackson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Sets up 4th down.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got him the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Nothing.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. carry. It's Cook. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45.
He was taken down.
They get 17 more on that one and another first down.
A gain of 17 yards. And the Texans first down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Jones. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab.
To number 80.
Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. And it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
25-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Second and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. DeAndre Hopkins.
Touchdown.
His second touchdown on the season. And the Texans will extend their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8-ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm. Relax a little bit and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0 the score as they regroup with 1st and 10. Now this one into the hands of the tight end, Hayden Hurst. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
It's a pickup of
nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. And this Texans defense, they're all charged up now. They stop him behind the line for the second straight play.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you come in off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
Here we go on 4th down with Jackson, escaping the pressure right. And that is caught. He's got his running back downfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That pickup goes for 25. What a flip of the script from fourth down to first. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he'll get this underneath to go. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he's going to be out, down inside the 20 at the 15. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. Pretty ideal right there. Keep it yourself, get the first down, and get the heck out of bounds.
And knowing him, I believe he's thinking, I can get a few more yards if I just lower my...
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by DeMonte Casey. And he will take it on out to the 20-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. They start the drive with Cook. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
On first down, it's Cook. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Jones, off play action. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
I felt that one all the way up here. How about that big man laying out and making that catch?
Yeah, that wasn't a 180-pound wideout. That was a tight end. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense. A little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. But they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
On On 2nd and 11 now. Jones got a man over the middle, and it's complete.
Jones.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Off play action. Jones trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker, and he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or 2 shy of midfield.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Jackson from the shotgun, eluding the pressure right. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally down at the 32-yard line. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the gun, Jackson looking deep for Julio. And that will be incomplete with the clock down now to 13 seconds. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I got homework. Right there. 54 Mike. Let's put him. Let's put that team on the bus. Let's 54.
To throw again. Jackson flush to his right. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. From 13 yards out. And the Colts have got it back to a 1-score game. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, a full half to be played. So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. Booker to return it. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Jake Elliott set to kick off.
The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3. Takes this about 5 yards deep, and we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
From the 27, Jackson. Smith catches left side. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Good. That one a first down pickup of 8.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him man and able to bring him to the ground. The sack by Harold Landry, the former Boston College Eagle. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Looking here for Smith downfield. And got his man complete. Now he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 33 yards that time.
It's your first drive of the second half. You're down on the scoreboard. Maybe you just say to yourself, let's take a shot, see if we can shake them up. And boy, they hit that one.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's a give to Bell. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line.
Maybe on Bell, not Chicken.
Barrett in on the tackle.
At the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They go back to the ground, this time Mostert. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the second half.
The intended receiver there was Jonnu Smith. And now it's 2nd down.
At the 20-yard line.
Throwing again. Jackson being chased out left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Flushed out right. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Julio Jones. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14.
That ties the game at 14. Set to kick off.
Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. Booker to return it. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They start from scratch here, so to speak. 14 all following the interception last time that led to a score. And they've got it 1st and 10. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
2nd and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Jones. Man open left side. It's Williams. It's a gain of 5, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. From the gun, Jones. And that is incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
This is taken at the 18. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I would. Necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah,
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
Jackson going to run, and the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. But sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face, because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
Here's a throw dropped off to his fullback. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Play action. Now Jackson. Pass incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
3rd quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. To throw again, Jackson. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. On 3rd down, Jackson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
He better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And he's got this down to the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
Jones now throwing on first down. A quick throw, but incomplete.
Pass intended for Dalvin Cook. Incomplete. Leads to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Now Jones throwing again, setting up the screen for Cook. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Back now in Indianapolis. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Here's Jones on first down. And this is going to be intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range. But boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board. But give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And the question, can they turn that interception into points? A tie game for the moment. A big seam, and he might go all the way. 20. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Raheem Mostert, 79 yards. And the Colts have taken the lead. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
Devontae Booker on the return. The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Sometimes I need a check, not the sneakers, but the ones that make you watch your step. You change name, how about your respect? Give them more than when I get expecting up the back. In fact, I sat down with my accountant, he said I got good news and I got bad.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. Going deep for Hopkins. That's caught at the 25. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown.
Complete.
DeAndre Hopkins. 78 yards. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game.
The receivers have been running them ragged, maybe some tired legs in the secondary, maybe some tired legs in the pass rush. Didn't get to him, and look what resulted. A touchdown, tie game. They got a chance to take the lead.
A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And 4.
The Colts on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 4. Operating from the gun. Jackson escaping the pressure right. And that's caught by Smith. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
And Jackson throwing once more. Steps away. He'll run it. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And he's going to be close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Texans' 44. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
The throw over the middle taken in. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That one goes for 24 yards.
It's worth noting when you talk about Jackson's running ability, the Baltimore wide receivers had just over 1,400 receiving yards combined last year. And, Charles, that was the fewest yards by a wide receiver group in the NFL since 2011.
And, partner, I expect that number to go up this year. Last season, Lamar Jackson got very comfortable with his tight end group. In fact, he had one tight end that went to the Pro Bowl. But I think now, because of his ability to run the ball, it'll bring defenders closer to the line of scrimmage, and you'll see more big plays from the wide receivers downfield.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. And a quick throw here. That's complete. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
You know, Lamar Jackson last season, the first NFL quarterback with 3,000 or more passing yards and 1,000 or more rushing yards in the same season.
And we see both of those talents on display here.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
But Brandon, sometimes I think when we watch games, we're actually watching a living museum because we're seeing the evolution of positions almost with each passing game. How about defensive ends nowadays and the way that they can run almost all the way across the field?
It is unbelievable. I mean, they're so strong, but they're so lean they can move so quick with those bodies.
It's almost unfair. You're supposed to be able to know where a defensive end is supposed to be on every play. These guys flash so quickly, you're not sure where they're going to end up.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ballgame.
To the outside, that's complete to Williams. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
On 2nd down now, it's Cook. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Jones on 1st and 10. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or 2 shy of midfield. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give them 7 there on the 1st down carry.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Jackson. And that is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now Jackson. They'll roll him out right. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Mostert. And room there to work it inside the 25. Solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Good gain there on 1st down and keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. And a short gain here down to the 22. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
They'll try and run here with Mostert. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
I'll bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call, and they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
Devontae Booker on the return. The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. And no, it's incomplete. So that hits the ground with only 4 seconds remaining. And this should be the last play. One more shot. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.
21.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Colts, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first one of the season here in Week 4. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And fortunately for them, they'll have the early bye next week as they return to action in Week 6. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.